It's time for Inside the Patch with your Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Gnarley Charley.
Welcome back to Inside the Patch. It's Gnarley Charley. And you know what? We are at 1430 ESPN, your Valley Sports Leader. And I want to thank our sponsors, Fresno Rack and Shelving, nice rack, plus Porta Subs, 50 years of slicing. And of course, you can always donate to Valley Children's Hospital by texting the word Gnarley, Gnarley, to 51555. Our special guest right now, former Ram, right here, played professionally for the Rams for 3 years, and former Fresno State Bulldog. And I would say Chris Pacheco here is probably the face of the Fresno State Bulldog alumni. I mean, you kind of represent Fresno State to the Valley.
Well, first off, I only played for 1 year. I got cut the year before. So let's not
I'm padding the stats. Come on.
Well, let's not exaggerate too much. And I'm one of hundreds and hundreds of faithful Fresno State Bulldog alumni. And obviously Fresno State and my short career there was awesome. And winning a championship was awesome. Being coached by Jim Sweeney was awesome. And so, yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you, Charlie. I hope you're doing great, and I just really appreciate your passion for the Raiders and your passion for Fresno State.
Well, I mean, so you got to be torn a little bit. You got your Fresno State Raiders, which have a lot of Fresno State, we got Devontae Adams, we got Derek Carr, but you played for the Rams. You put the uniform on, and I got to ask you that. The first time you put the Rams uniform on, you're in the locker room, you're changing, you're getting ready to play. Did you look around and just go, I'm playing professional football? I mean, this has got to be like a great feeling.
Well, there's no doubt that in 1987, before most of your viewers and listeners were born, I did get a chance to play, and it's pretty surreal when I look back on it because it was such a blur, to be candid. But I do remember $8,836 a week for a weekly check, and obviously that changed my world pretty much big time. Being 21 years of age and making that kind of money was a real blessing, and obviously it allowed me to do a lot of things earlier in my career than I would have been able to had I not been able to play for the LA Rams.
Well, I think that's cool. And, I mean, so tonight the Raiders are playing the Rams. You got any feelings on that? I mean, what do you see happening?
Well, it really hurts when you finally win a Super Bowl and then now you own the worst record after winning a Super Bowl in the history of the game. So,
right.
My hopes are that the Rams will start getting things turned around. I'm not sure that Baker Mayfield's the answer, but hearing that news yesterday was a little bit alarming, but at the end of the day, we're still the world champions, so I hope that we come and bring it. But the way the Raiders have been playing the last 3 games and to win 3 in a row, I think it's 3 in a row, really, really fantastic. And the fact that you can hear the Raiders on our radio station is even better because we know we have a lot of Bulldog fans that are Raider fans as well.
It's funny because Baker Mayfield, he used to live at the Cleveland Stadium, right? And so is he going to live at SoFi now? They're going to hand him the keys?
You really believe that advertising crap you saw? Come on, Charlie, you're smarter than that.
That means he's got the greatest television set ever now at SoFi. That thing is so cool.
Hey, just really do want to congratulate our football team. What a turnaround. I think after week 5, everybody was scratching their heads because we had such high hopes. But to rattle off 8 wins in a row, and I got a chance to be at Albertson Stadium last Saturday, and it sure was fun to watch us beat the Boise Broncos on the blue Smurf turf. Not just beat them, but beat them down handily there in the 3rd and 4th quarter was a thrill to watch. I think I'm 2-11 in my trips to Boise, so I'm pretty excited about the fact that we beat them. Obviously, it's important to note that Nobody really wants to play Fresno State right now. As you can see, we're supposed to play the 5th team in the Pac-12, but we are ending up playing the 7th team in the Pac-12 because some of those other schools didn't really want to face us. But my hat's off to Jed Tedford, the entire staff, bunch of ex-Dogs on that staff now, and that's just really exciting to see. But yeah, pretty excited about the 17th at SoFi.
Well, you see the tie-in though. You see like the Raiders and the Bulldogs both were just a dumpster fire at the beginning of the year, and now there's a chance for it to all kind of straighten itself out. That's what I'm leaning for. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about the next 6 games.
You know what's funny is when teams have a tough time, everybody wants to get rid of the quarterback. Everybody wants to get rid of the coach. What people don't realize is football is the most amazing team game ever. Why is that? Because if you have 11 people all doing their exact assignment on any given play, what you see is real art, poetry, and just an amazing team effort. It only takes one person to screw that play up, and a lot of times the quarterback gets the blame for that. So I'm one of those guys that really believes football is still a team game, even though it certainly has evolved where more individualism is obviously showcased. But it's a team effort, and I'm elated for Derek. I'm elated for Devontae. To see ex-Dogs not only be in the NFL but to thrive in the NFL is really fun to watch.
Well, one of the biggest changes, I mean, Chris, when you played at Fresno State, you couldn't make any money. There was no extra pay there. And the NCAA, they've lightened up the rules. It's the collective. What's the official name of this thing?
It's right there above me, the Bulldog Bread Collective. That is who is the official football collective for Fresno State football. We just started it about 5 months ago, and obviously you can check it out at www.bulldogbread.com. It's a way for everybody in this community to support our players. I can tell you that even though my scholarship check 30 years ago was less than $400, the buying power of that $400 was way more buying power than what they get today. Right. So the need is much, much greater than ever before. It was a challenge for me to accept this change, I'm not going to lie, because part of being a Division I football player was also typically being poor because you can't work on a scholarship. So, but things have really changed in the last 30 years, as you know, Charlie, and I'm just really excited that we've got a program in place to try to help some of these kids. You'd be shocked if you heard some of the stories of some of these young men that are trying to get their lives on the right path. And so I'm excited about Bulldog Bread. The NC2A keeps moving the rules, so hopefully the school will now be able to promote the collective, whereas before they weren't. Right. And hopefully we'll be able to hear more about Bulldog Bread in the future. But I'm fired up for that Ram Raider game. It's going to be an absolute battle. I really don't want my Rams to win because I think we're already out of the playoffs.
Right.
If the Raiders keep rolling the way they're rolling, there's a chance they could get to the playoffs. And so I'm pretty excited to watch that game on Thursday.
And there's no reason for the Rams to tank because I think Detroit gets their first pick next year anyway. So it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. But Chris Pacheco, man, the legendary Bulldog, legendary Ram, come on now. For like 9 years, he played for the Rams, and I love this guy, general manager, and he's also my boss, so don't tell anybody. Shh. All right? Chris, thanks for coming on.
Keep up the great work, Gnarly. Keep up the great work, and go Raider Nation, and go Rams. I have to say that. They obviously were a big part of my life at one time, but really appreciate you having me on. And love what you're doing. Love what you're doing on 1430 ESPN and 790 The Deuce. Appreciate everybody's viewership and listenership. And keep up the good work, Gnarly.
Thank you very much, Chris. On the way, legendary Raider YouTuber Wi-Fi Willie. That's coming up next right here on 1430 ESPN, the Valley Sports Leader.
We'll be back with more Inside the Patch on 1430 ESPN, your official home of the Las Vegas Raiders.